having worked on things like Family Good Conference and more recently being really up close to the lived experience advocacy offer I developed in Camden, and then we also have supported other local authorities to develop. The thing is about the proximity of and the reality of the power that the state has and the role of the social worker, the reality of the role of the social worker, and that extrinsic power and therefore extrinsic forces that from the outside that might be motivating or influencing parents or families or young people's behaviour. And so when change occurs, or when families or parents move to a position that the social worker is recommending, is that the sort of extrinsic factors? Is it the power that's moving the dial? But then I also can think about and have seen in many instances, both in my own practice, my practice as a manager, and recently working up close with lived experience advocates, I've really seen the intrinsic work, and I've also experienced that moment where the motivations would appear to change and transform from the extrinsic response to power or perceived power to an intrinsic sense that, yeah, actually I'm doing this on its own terms, or I'm doing this because of the strength of the relationship and the trust that I have in the Family Good Conference coordinator, or in the advocate, or in the social worker, because they've invited me to make decisions, or they've invited me into this space, and I've begun to trust. I began to trust them that we can make the change together. And I think that shift, and talking to Carmen, and we're going to have her back on to speak to her, but when she came on a few weeks ago, Carmen Au, who's works really closely with us in relational activism and is a pioneer in offering lived experience advocacy to parents. Carmen's really talked about it a lot, where at first there's a bit of suspicion, and there's maybe like it's hard to contact parents, and she's offering this advocacy as somebody that's been through the system. She's saying, look, I've been through it. Can I come alongside you? Can I talk to you? Can I visit? Can I accompany you to meetings? And at first there's skepticism, and then once the trust is there and she moves at the speed of trust, and then the intrinsic motivations come through,